child. Please, let my child go. Take me instead.
They smiled at mothers, promised care, but every baby they held vanished into the hands of the rich and the ruthless. No one heard their cries. No one saw them again. If only Dave had known that losing his job that morning would change his entire life forever. Maybe he would have walked out of that factory with a smile instead of tears. Dave wasn't just any worker at the downtown factory. He was a man who once dreamed of wearing a white coat, saving lives, and hearing people call him Dr. Dave. But life had other plans. The country's economy had collapsed, hospitals stopped hiring, and brilliant minds like Dave were forced to settle for whatever came their way. For him, that whatever became a job at a noisy factory filled with smoke, sweat, and struggle. For 3.5 years, he gave his best. He came early, left late, and trained younger staff without complaining. Everyone believed that this year would be different. Rumors spread that the factory would finally promote some of the old staff and increase salaries. People were excited, even Dave. He had already planned how he would spend his money, but when Oga Bling Bling, the factory's director, stepped out of his tinted car that morning, everything changed. He smiled like a man with good news, but his words hit harder than a hammer. There would be no promotion, no salary raise. Instead, there would be layoffs and salary cuts. The room fell silent. Dave stood there speechless. After all the years he gave that factory, this was his reward. Dave and some angry workers confronted Oga Bling Bling, demanding fairness. But the man's guards rushed in, and within minutes, Dave was dragged out like a criminal. He was fired, without a single payment. Standing outside the gate, he felt completely lost. The sky looked dull, his hands shook, and his heart burned with shame. As he walked home frustrated and hopeless, a black SUV stopped beside him. The tinted window rolled down slowly, and a familiar voice called, "Dave, is that really you?" He turned, and froze in shock. Sitting behind the wheel was Laura, his old classmate from medical school, now glowing in wealth and elegance. She smiled warmly. "It's been ages, Dr. Dave. What happened to you?" That was the beginning of something that would soon change everything, and not in a good way. Dave couldn't believe his eyes. Lara, the same girl who used to struggle with him through long nights of anatomy lessons, now sat in a luxury SUV that smelled like money and success. Her hair was perfectly styled, her nails polished, and her confidence filled the air. For a moment, Dave forgot his pain. They laughed as they recalled their school days, but behind his smile was a heavy heart. He felt embarrassed standing there in his worn-out clothes, holding a nylon bag that contained his last meal from the factory. Laura offered him a ride, and he accepted. Inside the car, she told him she now owned a private hospital in the city. She had gone abroad after graduation, worked for a few years,